Alright, so I'm in between trips. This is a travel day, and I've stopped off at the laundromat just to do a little average guy thing, but I am in the 2017 Q50 by Infiniti. And I tell you what, guys, there is something about this vehicle that reminds me of the Nissan Altima. Now, I'm not sure if it's built on the Nissan Altima's platform. I didn't do that research yet. But the vehicle, even looking at it as it comes down the road, you think it's an Altima. When I saw it on the rental lot, I thought it was an Altima. I almost didn't get it. Now, I've been a big fan of Infiniti. I used to love the G Series. My good buddy had one for years, and it was just an awesome car, rocket ship type vehicle. Now, there are a couple of things about this that aren't Nissan-like. 3-liter twin-turbo V6 is kick-ass. So when you put your foot down in this puppy, you know you're putting your foot down in something. The interior is nice and tight, very refined. It's got an interesting dual touchscreen environment going on here, which I don't quite understand. And again, this is an average guy review. I haven't done all the research. I'm not sure why there are two screens here, other than the fact that the top screen is your rear view camera, but it seems it's just kind of odd. Another thing that's a little bit odd about this vehicle is I can't find the heated seats, and this week, although it's like right before spring, has been very cold, and I've missed heated seats. So you would think, even at the base level of an Infiniti, you should have heated seats. There probably is a heated seat button somewhere, so don't kill me if I'm incorrect about this. But I am just going to give you, for those of you who don't or are not familiar with my reviews, I'm an average guy. I rent a lot of vehicles and I love vehicles, but I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imaginations. I'm not going to tell you anything about torque or gear ratios or any of that jazz. I'm going to tell you I like the vehicle, this is how it drives, this is my experience over the last 3 or 4 days, yada yada. My experience in this vehicle has actually been a very good one. Like most Infinitis, driving dynamics are very nice, very brisk, lots of power, good handling, smooth out on the highway. It's a little smaller than I would like, just a tad smaller, very Altima-like in that regard. So a new thing I'm going to start to do, since I don't do a lot of research, or I don't do any research really, is I'm going to incorporate where I've gotten all of my car buying expertise over the years before leasing. You know, when you bought something and it really mattered if you had it for 10 years. Consumer Reports, the new car guide, this is like a must if you're looking for a vehicle. So I'm going to incorporate some of the things that Consumer Reports does a great job for consumers. And one of the things it does is it gives you the recommended models. So I'm going to start to incorporate that in the reviews I do. Let you know if Consumer Reports says this is a recommended model, talks about past reliability, past as prologue, so will this be a reliable car? I'm going to give you that because I paid the $10 to get this magazine, and I figured, why the hell not? Why don't I just give you a discount on some of the knowledge I'm bringing? See, I'm providing value. All right, so let's take a look at what Consumer Reports says about this vehicle. All right, so what I like about Consumer Reports is they give you a quick synopsis of the vehicles that you're looking at. Like right here, that's a recommended model, the Honda HR-V. Gives you a little blurb about the vehicle, and then it gives you, this is probably not a good example, but let's look at the Odyssey, which is another recommended vehicle. It gives you a little rundown right here on prior year performance. So see, this is the 14, the 15, and the 16. It gives you some reliability history. Now these green arrows, the double arrows up, mean above average. And it will show you in different areas of the vehicle, like in the Honda Odyssey on the 14 model, worse than average for brakes, which have been corrected in subsequent years. Love all the information that you get in Consumer Reports. All right, let's take a look at what they say about the Q50. So it is not a recommended vehicle. The overall score of the vehicle they have is a 71, which is a good score. But here's the number that's killing it. Predicted reliability, that orange below average mark, and owner satisfaction. Are owners satisfied? Less than average. But if you're into reliability stats, if you look at the 2 prior years that they have listed here, lots of good signs here. So that's the skinny from Consumer Reports. We'll put that aside for now, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the vehicle from my perspective. I just can't shake the fact. I can't shake it. I feel like I'm in an Altima. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. And I realize that there are certain things about the vehicle that are upgraded, but I do feel somewhat that I'm in an Altima. So I think there needs to be a little bit more distinction between the two. Just my opinion. But it's a fine vehicle. I've had it for a couple of days. One of the stellar things about this vehicle is fuel economy. Now, I haven't done any specific fuel testing, but I can tell you I've been driving this vehicle all day for a couple of days on highways, and I haven't filled it up. And when I do fill it up, it's only like $25 to fill it up. So you're getting some good MPGs out of this vehicle. The front seats, other than the fact that they're not heated, are nice and comfortable. Although the front seat bottom, you can kind of start sinking a little bit. So maybe they need to firm that up. Just the seat bottom itself. I'm an average guy, about 180 pounds. You put on a little bit more poundage, you might be needing some reinforcements at some point soon. Now let's take a look in the back. I haven't sat in the back yet. So I don't know if you can tell the difference here on camera, the difference between these two seats, but I have the driver's seat all the way back here and the passenger up here. We had a taller person in the back, so she pushed up a little bit. But as you can see right over here, if I slide, let me put my glasses there. If I slide over here, and I'm an average guy about 5'9", and with this front seat all the way back, you know, I have some decent leg room, and it's nice and comfy back here. Nice and comfy. And then if you need more space, obviously, there you go. And now, if you're a Infiniti owner and you've never driven an Altima, you never even thought about an Altima, you know, I can see, don't be upset at me. Get into an Altima. Like a high-end Altima. As I'm sitting here, I'm looking at the upholstery and kind of looks and feels somewhat vinyl. Don't quote me on it though. I think it's vinyl. And another thing back here, there are no niceties in the back here on this model for, you know, your iPhone or your Android. No power. If you look right here, you might think, hey, they're covering it up. It's actually like an old school, like ashtray. Or a coin tray. You know, you would hope there would be some sort of power for your passengers. I love this design here. Again, I love this trim. Very nicely done. Contrast stitching around the vehicle, which is nice. Beautiful sweeping center stack. And you have your pass-through here. So you can bring your skis along if you'd like. I'm bringing along Coca-Cola. And I like the fact that you can lock that up. I don't know. I'm going to have to do some research and find out if this is leather. Because it does not appear to be leather to me, guys. Alright, so another go-to for me is Edmunds. I get a lot of my material from Edmunds. If I am doing research on vehicles, I'm looking at Edmunds. So I'm taking a look at what they have to say about the Infiniti Q50. And I'll read their review. It's a good site, guys. Because they not only give you reviews, but they give you places where you can shop and buy vehicles. Synthetic leather. So I was right. It's synthetic leather, y'all. But I love Edmunds.com. It gives you all the specs. So a lot of you guys will watch the video and then you'll ask me questions like, what's the MPG? What did you average? I get a lot of this information from Edmunds. Hop over to Edmunds.com and you can get all that information. I'm just an average guy. Just telling you what I think about the vehicle. And you know, overall, I've really enjoyed my time in this Ultima. I mean, I really enjoyed my time in the Q50. It's a refined, smooth, sporty, nicely equipped vehicle that sort of reminds me of a Nissan Altima. Alright guys, I want to thank you as usual for watching. And I want you guys to have a great day. I'm going to go finish doing my laundry and get on the road. Oh, and by the way guys, since January 1st I've been making and posting a video, one video a day, at least one video a day. It's called A Day in the Life of an Average Guy. If you haven't already checked it out, please search the channel A Day in the Life and check that out. And I will thank you very much. Remember, guys, keep pushing. Play. I'll see you next time. Play all day, guys. Alright guys, you decide. Does that look like an Altima?